Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've gone live, but I am here. New year, new things. I'm excited to just do a midday live today and talk about a few things. We are well into 2025, and we are always looking for ways to increase our streams of income, to be innovative, to be successful, to thrive in our careers and professions. And so I am here today with a special guest. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Jessica Chung, Doctor of Nursing Practice and Board Certified Family Nurse Practitioner. And I am the founder of JC Healthcare and Associates and the International Business Association for Nurses. And so I am doing a live today, a special live with a guest today, Dr. Farah Laurent. She is here today and she's going to share something exciting, but she's also a business coach. And so I want everyone to know who Dr. Farah is. So, Dr. Farah, thank you for joining today. Can you tell us more about who you are, where you are from, a little bit about your organization?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. So my name is Farah, Dr. Laurent, DNP prepared nurse. I've been a nurse for over 20 years. I started my career in Canada and then transitioned here to the US to do travel nursing. Started out in the emergency department and then transitioned into education roles and then some leadership roles, and then started my own business as a nurse career coach, where I was helping more of the novice nurses, nursing students, new graduate nurses, get into specialty areas, because I was told when I was a nursing student that I would never be an emergency nurse and that I should go to med surg. And they're still telling nurses the same thing till this day. So that's what I do. I help nurses level up their career and land their dream job in less than 90 days. So I've been doing that for about 3.5 years. And then I wrote a book called Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business, because a lot of nurses were coming to me and say, hey, like, how can I be a coach? How can I start my own business and have this side hustle? So I wrote that book, and basically now that's kind of led me to host my own conference coming up March 8th. Super excited about that. And it's called the Nurses Making Money Moves Conference. And it's for all nurses. But we're going to have a special focus for nurses who are ready to level up in terms of personal branding, more visibility, and also nurses that want to start a business or potentially just grow, scale their business. And I'm so excited because Jessica's going to be in attendance as well. And I just moved to the Tampa area. So that's kind of how we've connected. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. So, in regards to this conference, so what if somebody, when they come, who can they expect to meet? What type of information can they expect to gain? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so basically there are, some nursing students coming, new grads, nurse executives that'll be in the room. There'll also be non-nursing individuals there. There'll be, because this is on International Women's Day, so we're celebrating International Women's Day, female businesses, and people just crushing it in the game. So you're going to meet, personal stylists, marketing experts, people that really are growing their businesses. Some have staffing agencies that they own or they're co-founders of. So both female professionals owning businesses and then nursing professionals that have their own businesses as well, or are trying to start businesses. So this is not just for nurses in the Tampa area or in Florida. There's going to be nurses from all over the US, different states. Shout out to Texas because they're still leading in attendees. So Florida, where are you? Come on, we need you there. We need Tampa to go. And then we also have nurses from Canada, all the way from Canada, that'll be there. So topics that you're expecting to kind of learn more about is personal branding. So I'll be speaking about personal branding, but a lot of these speakers will be intertwining that in there because it has a lot to do with being visible in 2025, how to get more money, how to get more opportunities, and really just networking. And then we're going to go into some, a little bit of like finances, like how to invest. We have a physician, emergency physician turned now entrepreneur who does investing in a lot of stuff in real estate. So there's pretty much like a lot for everybody. Or maybe you're not interested in a business and you just want to know, hey, how can I get to this leadership position? How can I get, higher up the ladder? There's going to be topics for you on that as well. The keynote speaker will be basically talking about really having the audacity to dream big and be bold, and really going after what you want and taking action. And this is not going to be, a lot of just fluff information. We're going to give you actionable tips that you can actually take after the conference and implement. So yeah, excited about all the speakers.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So you mentioned you're from Canada. So what brought you all the way down to Tampa, Florida?
Yeah, so I mean, I've traveled quite a bit throughout my career. So, when I left Canada, I went to New York City actually to do travel
Mhm.
nursing. And then we stayed there for quite some time, moved around a bit. I lived in Michigan for a bit, in Ann Arbor, some different spots. And then we went to New Jersey, to raise the kids. And they're still young. So we thought a better quality of life, sunshine, more outdoor activities, because the kids like that. That's kind of the reason why we moved to Tampa. And we did a lot of research. Obviously, Tampa is really growing and booming in terms of business. A lot of people are moving here. It's centrally located, so it's nice because you have access to a lot of different things. The beach is like about 40 minutes away, Clearwater Beach. I love the beach, so we
Yeah.
we're kind of close to there. And the weather is great. It's a vibrant city. It's very diverse. That was
Yeah.
important to us.
Mhm.
You can do so many things in the city. It's good for families. A lot of sports. Different things like that. So, and a lot of great restaurants. So
Yeah.
actually, we'll be having our VIP dinner with all of the speakers and all the attendees that are coming to VIP March 7th at a great restaurant, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Eulalie, right
Yeah.
downtown Tampa. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So you mentioned you have your DNP as an
Mhm,
RN. So
mhm.
I feel like I don't think nurses really know, or I don't see a lot of that. So it's nice to hear that you're a DNP, but an RN, because you hear DNP a lot with advanced practice nurses, nurse practitioners. So can you share your story on what motivated you to
Yep.
obtain your DNP as
Mhm.
an RN, but not necessarily looking to pursue like the nurse practitioner route?
Yeah, sure. So, I talk a lot about this on podcasts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in Canada, they're not too familiar with DMPs because there's not a lot of that going on over there. They do have nurse practitioners, but it's a little bit more limited. So the reason I chose a DMP, so I have my doctorate of nursing practice in organizational leadership. So
Okay.
the reason I chose to do that is I have my master's in education. So I wanted to actually go into some leadership roles. So I thought organizational leadership would be great. I was very passionate about creating like healthy work environments, supporting new nurses, and supporting nursing leaders, because a lot of times we don't get the proper education when we transition into leadership. So, kind of for all
Mhm.
those reasons, I decided to go into leadership. I never really had a desire to be a nurse practitioner. I was a former emergency nurse, but really my passion lied in both leadership and education. So, I thought I
Got
would combine the two. So I've held different roles like associate dean of a university, director of education, those types of things. Because I
awesome.
honestly think, leadership skills, you need them no
Right.
matter where you work. And they're also transferable to nurses that are interested in business as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So now in what I, as far as me starting my own practice,
Yeah.
that was one of the things when I became a nurse practitioner, is something that I aspired to do. And it wasn't until I finally was starting my DNP program that I really decided to go forward and do it. So,
Mhm.
a lot of advanced practice nurses are in clinical roles as far as and go towards launching clinical businesses. So at IBAN, we help with starting up med spas, we help with starting up private practice, primary care, IV
Mhm.
infusion. We also, back in 2020, we helped a lot of nurses start up lab testing businesses because, COVID was a big thing and it was needed. A lot of COVID testing services were needed. So, from your point of view, for someone in your, let's say, coming from a nursing background, but not necessarily an advanced practice nurse, what type of businesses are RNs and LPNs starting up that you have coached people with?
Yeah, so really, a lot of nurses are starting kind of service-based businesses, right? So obviously, you could do kind of a product or a service-based business, but you don't necessarily have to do something like start a nursing practice. However,
Mhm.
I'd love to hear more about your journey starting that practice. So a lot of nurses are doing things like just writing and starting side hustles. So even
Mhm.
myself, I'm a contributor to a lot of different things, particularly minority nurse. I write some articles, you get paid for it. A lot of people are doing that actually full time writing. um, Something else that you can do is be a coach. So I'm a nurse career coach, but then there's also the other aspect. A lot of people are doing health type coaching, which you kind of have to be careful with that, because there's even non-nurses or non-healthcare people that are doing coaching, health coaching. They have courses and things out there. So that's something that they're doing. Something else is consulting. It's an easy thing to do,
Mhm.
and a lot of nurses are consultants because they're brought in, whether it's in academia for like curriculum revisions or different things like
Mhm.
that, or brought into the clinical setting, whether it's in education and leadership or whatever it is that the organization is trying to do in terms of compliance or quality. There's so many areas of consulting that nurses can do. So that's kind of been what I've kind of seen. But I'm novice in the area, so really what I'm helping more nurses with is more the clarity aspect. Also, a lot of legal nurse consulting.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot. One nurse recently started her legal nurse consulting, so it's more the startup phase that I help them with, and the clarity. So I'm not really helping nurses like start huge practices or anything like that, but I'd like to hear from you of like your journey
Yeah.
and how you started your practice, and maybe give some tips out there to those who are interested.
Yes. So, and this is something I share a lot on my master classes, and we just had one 2 weeks ago. We had almost 400 people. So, as far as my journey, I feel like it's a continuous journey. It doesn't end,
Right.
and I'm always learning. So, as a business owner and an entrepreneur, I'm always learning. Every day I'm learning something new,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm learning it so that I can also teach others. So,
Yep.
back in 2018, that's when I really started the process in starting up my practice. And
Mm-hmm.
overall, I wasn't seeing, even though 2018 was only what, 7 years ago, I wasn't seeing a lot of nurse practitioners start their own practices. They were out there,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like they were like hard to find, hard to connect with, or they were also trying to figure it out themselves.
Yes.
And so I just really, I started the journey honestly not really knowing what I was doing. I'm just going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But I did it because I knew that it could be done, and I knew that I wanted to just really see more nurse practitioners doing the same. And so I started, and I was very I shared that journey on social media. When I finally launched and started seeing patients, I was sharing that journey on my platform. And it wasn't until like I actually, went forward, because a lot of times you could talk about something, but are you actually going to do it? Are you actually
Yes.
going to execute it? And so I think once people saw that I really was serious and that I really executed it, they were like, oh. okay, so I can do this too, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
motivated me to start the International Business Association for Nurses. It came just from the amount of questions and people reaching out, and people wanting to learn more because they too wanted that for themselves, and they also saw a need in their community, or they saw a need in the healthcare system for more primary care services, primary services, or just a different approach to services in general.
Right.
Even though, nurse practitioners are in the role of providers, advanced practice nurses are in the role of providers, we have a different approach to healthcare than physicians. And
Mm-hmm.
that's totally okay. Physicians bring something to healthcare. We, as APRNs, bring something. And with all that, there was still a need. There was still an access shortage to healthcare, and there is still today. But it's definitely, there's been improvement. I
Mm-hmm.
think the pandemic definitely showed the lack, or the lack of access to healthcare services. And so you started my practice, launched my practice, and 2020 I launched IBAN, where we are teaching others, not just nurse practitioners, but physician assistants, RNs, LPNs, pharmacists, chiropractors. I have so many different, even non-healthcare professionals, so many different people within our network that um, join our classes, join our courses, take our programs, so that they can also start up their businesses. So it's definitely been a journey, but it's a journey I'm still on.
Right.
It's definitely been a process. One thing, there's a few things I always teach and talk about when starting a practice. And one thing, like I give like three tips, and one of them is always, you got to plan and set goals. You got to have goals, because if you're just out there trying to wing it, it's like, you might hit or miss. It's 50-50. But if you
Mm-hmm.
actually have a plan in place, and you write out that plan, and you say,
Yep.
well, by the end of 2025 I'm going to do XYZ, or whatever the case may be, you are more likely to work towards that goal versus just, you know
Mm-hmm.
winging it and saying, well, I think I'm going to do it. I want to do it. I don't know. And then next thing you know, 2026 is coming, and then you didn't do it. 2027 comes, you didn't do it. You'll be having grandkids and still trying to ask yourself, should you do it? And you don't want to be in that place. So,
No, you got to take
yeah,
action.
you
Yeah.
got to take action. So
Mm-hmm.
plan and set goals, and also find people who are going to keep you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that is a mentor, a coach, a consultant, it doesn't matter. If it's something, if it's a program you have to invest in, you're more likely to follow through if you
Yep.
invest something, whether it's your time, your money, your energy. You're more likely to follow through in that plan than if you don't invest. So if you're not investing into it, then you're less likely to see those results. And then also making a committed decision. So once you make that decision to say, I'm going to start this business, this is what I'm going to do, you follow through on that decision, and you follow through to see it to its fruition. And so that's just some things I always talk about in regards to starting up a practice. And then, there's the more technical business side of things. And, when you decide that you want to go into a market, whether if it's psych, med spas, aesthetics, IV hydration, primary
Mm-hmm.
care, whatever, you want to do your research, right? You want to see,
Yeah.
okay, what are the trends in that market? What are some things that you see that are lacking in that specific area, that specific specialty that you see that needs to be improved. So, and then research your target audience, research the
Mm-hmm.
market, research who are the people you're going to reach, who are the people that you want to serve, and the people that you want to provide care to. Research is so important. Research your state laws. Research, you know, what are the requirements for starting up a practice in where you live.
Right.
You got to know state laws, you got to know federal laws, you got to know your local county laws, and because it's once you get into healthcare, especially if you um, it involves patient care, you have to make sure that you cross all your T's, dot all your I's, because not only do you have to protect your own license, but you now have to protect your patients and you're protecting your business. So you got to triple check everything in the process.
Mm-hmm.
And so, researching and making sure that you are focused on what it is that you're setting yourself out to do. So it's definitely, it's not an easy journey, which you could probably agree in any business is not an easy journey.
No, it's not. That's
Yeah,
why not everybody does it, right?
not
But
everybody does it. But when you're
this
also
is,
juggling,
yeah.
yeah, when you're juggling personal life and then you're juggling your career, because most of us, we start a
Mhm.
business, we're actually still working, some of us still work full time or part time. I was working full time
Yep.
when I started my practice. And juggling that personal and business, it's a lot. And some days
Mhm.
it could be overwhelming, it could be challenging. You will probably second guess your decision a lot, but I'm here to tell you that it definitely is rewarding. I am, let's see, in my office, we just we're in our 5th year, so this coming October we'll be celebrating 6 years. And it's just been an amazing journey, just being able to serve people, serve my patients, serve in the community, and also helping other healthcare professionals with starting their own businesses. So definitely it's a journey, but it's a journey I'm still on, and I'll continue on this journey.
That's great. I mean, that's a lot of information there, a lot of gems. And if you, like I said, if you want to learn more and be in attendance with people like, Dr. Jessica and other nurses who started their business, this is why I'm encouraging everybody. So you can meet Dr. Jessica, you can meet myself and other great nurses who've started businesses, and also female professionals who have started businesses. And I also want to throw in there, you don't necessarily have to start something patient care
Right.
or, um, anything like that. Because, if you want to start a business, you can, and it doesn't have to be in healthcare. So I think a lot of nurses think about it and they're like, oh, it has to be something with nursing, has to be something in healthcare, but you don't necessarily have to do that.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
However, if you want to start a practice or something like that, definitely reach out to Dr. Jessica. She's been doing this obviously for a while, and she helps other nurses do it. So yeah, and I see that somebody wrote that they're currently in both service and product-based businesses starting from zero.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
that you mentioned that. That it doesn't have to be a practice. It doesn't have to be a health coaching business. You don't even have to deal with patients. I think what you have to go back is to your knowledge as a nurse. It's like going back to nursing 101 where you learn the basics, right? We learn about just communication, right? We all took that first like nursing class where they talk about
Mhm.
communication styles and all of that, and you just and use your basic knowledge as a nurse and think about what it is that you're good with, what it is that you're passionate about. I know nurses that are in the e-commerce, like they do
Mhm.
scrubs, they sell scrubs, that are into trucking, that are investors, and they start Airbnb businesses. I mean, like,
Mhm.
there's so much different outlet
To
to do,
do.
and it doesn't have to be nursing, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be healthcare. You can just, there could be something you love and you're passionate about, and you share that, or you start a business platform, or
Mhm.
teaching people about that. And trust me, there's all types of ways to make money, right? And
Yeah.
that brings me back to nurses making money move. So please, Dr. Farah, tell us again about your conference coming up on March 8th in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, so excited. I see a couple people are, hi, Dr. Sullivan, welcome. So yeah, Nurses Making Money Moves, like I said, is the conference that's happening March 8th. It's a Saturday in Tampa, Florida, at the Tampa Museum of Art. And it's a beautiful venue, and you're going to be among beautiful people that are like-minded, ambitious, and want to make more money moves, right? So you're going to learn basically what we just talked about, whether it's leveling up in your business, starting a business, a side hustle, or maybe you're feeling stuck where you currently are in your position and you hate it and you want something different, but you're not quite sure what next move to make. This conference will help you gain that clarity as to what to do in your business. And you're said people like Dr. Jessica, who's coming as an attendee. I also have a keynote speaker who's an international speaker. She'll be talking about pitching because nurses have a very difficult time with self-promotion and that confidence piece. Because I don't care if you're going to an interview, because I coach as a nurse career coach, I help novice nurses, land their dream job. And I tell them, if you don't come in with that confidence, you're not going to land the job. So whether it's in your career or in your business, you need to be confident and you need to be able to articulate that value. So
yes,
that's what Dr. Precious L. Williams is coming. She's a former attorney, now turned international speaker. We also have Dr. Rebecca White. She is not a nurse, but she is the chair of the entrepreneurship program at the University of Tampa. And she wrote a book about entrepreneurship. She'll be talking about basically 5 ways to make your entrepreneur journey a dream, dreams come true. We have Renee Lindo, who's the personal stylist coming from Toronto, Canada, because it was important to me to bring a personal stylist. Like, what nursing conference have you been to, or conference that has personal stylists, right? Not very many. But because we're talking a lot about personal branding and packaging and imaging, whether you have a business or you're trying to level up in your career, it's important how you show up. It's important like with style and image. So she's going to talk about that. We have Dr. Kiana Jones, who also has her own practice in California, a med spa. She'll talk a little bit about AI as well and how to grow your business with AI. So many awesome. We have Shanae Moray. She has 1 million followers on LinkedIn. So many great things, because visibility is another thing. We're showing up here today live on multiple platforms. And a lot of people are afraid to do this. Go live, show up on video, but visibility is key, because I'm going to be talking about how to attract attention and how that can bring more opportunities to you in terms of personal branding. So that's kind of the vibe, and we're going to make it fun. It's going to be a fun event, a lot of networking. I have a DJ coming from Miami. We'll have a cocktail hour, dancing. So really something for everybody. And it's March 8th, International Women's Day, in Tampa, Florida. So please come out. And you don't have to be from Florida. There's people from all over the US that are showing up. So what are you excited about, Jessica, since you'll be coming?
I'm excited to meet everyone. So I've had a couple of conversations with Dr. Kiana Jones. So this would be my first time meeting her in person. Awesome. Dr. White from UT.
Yeah.
I'm actually really good friends with one of her students. So I'm excited to meet her. I've heard great things about her. I'm just really excited to network. And so glad that you chose Tampa for this event, because Tampa is growing, but Tampa doesn't host a lot of events like this. Like when I hosted a workshop here 2 years ago, I strategically say, I'm not going anywhere, because Tampa's never seen anything like that. So Tampa, there's so many just network of healthcare professionals and nurses based in Tampa,
Yeah.
that we need to bring more of that to Tampa. So I'm excited, just the fact that I don't have to take a flight. Let's just start there. I'm just happy I don't have to take a flight. I'm just happy I can just drive there. But if you are
Nice.
not in Tampa, take the drive, take the flight. There's gonna be. I
Yeah.
looked through the speaker lineup. I'm already excited to hear a lot of these speakers, and I think it's gonna be amazing.
Thank you. And I don't know if you know Nurse Haskins, but she's from Atlanta.
Yes.
Um, she'll be in
Yes,
attendance
Elise
on. She's one.
Haskins. Yes, one, and she's
Yeah.
very well known. So Nurse Haskins actually joined our program in 2021. I'm so excited for all the things that she does. She has her practice in Atlanta, Georgia. Very excited for her. So I'll be happy to see Elise again.
Yes. And like I said, we have a panel of speakers and then main speakers as well. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. And like you said, I wanted to bring something here to Tampa because, like you said, I haven't seen a lot of conferences that happen in Tampa. There's some that happen in Orlando, some in Miami. But I plan to do this. Don't want to miss this one because this is going to be the official, big kickoff. Nurses making money moves. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if anybody out there has any questions, but let us know if you have any questions about
Yeah, we have a
conference.
few minutes, like a minute really. But if you have any questions, thank you to Anisha and Dr. Sullivan for contributing to the conversation today. I just want to also add that IBAN, we are hosting our Med Spa and IV Hydration Business Startup Masterclass. It is free. You could join us on February 27th at 7 p.m. You can, I'll put the link. I don't know. Can people see it if I put it in the chat?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I can put it across the screen.
Yeah, and then I'm going to share the link too later for getting the actual ticket to the conference, which you could find on Eventbrite, the Nurses Making Money Moves conference on Eventbrite, or just DM me. I'll give you the link. You can direct. And same thing with VIP. You're not going to find that link. There's only 3 tickets left to the March 7th VIP at Eulalie. So direct message me. It's by invite only if you're interested in attending.
Yes.
And come with a friend or tell your friends, like come with a friend, make it a trip. It's really, and it's like 80 degrees here, y'all. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna get hotter.
It's nice weather.
If this it's gonna get hotter. So yeah, we had
so
Tampa
if you guys
is getting ready to get hotter.
Yeah, especially for those that are tired of the winter and all the Midwest people or Canada people, come over here. It's gonna be super nice. You're gonna enjoy the sun.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, that is
well, thank you so much.
Thank you. So be sure to check out Dr. Farah. Can you give your main website where they can?
So the website is
contact information.
nursefair.com, and you can find me. You just connect with me on LinkedIn for some reason here. .com, but it's not the actual thing. Hold on. All right, this is it. And then let me get the Eventbrite link so you guys can have it. And then, like I said, for VIP, you're not going to find that link, but what you can do is just message me and I'll provide you that link. And there's only a few tickets left, so don't waste time because tickets will stop on the 17th. We'll stop selling tickets on the 17th. So definitely get yours today. Message me if you have any questions, and I'm sure I'll be going live again later this week. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Dr. Jessica. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
To meet you in person.
I'm going to put the links on the screen. So the first one, and I'm going to put yours up.
And then too, if anybody's interested in the book, you could find that on my website too. Nurses Making Money Moves book, which is like a guidebook, a workbook that they can write in. Yeah. So see you guys in Tampa, March 8th.
I'm going to put the QR codes up for everyone. Nurses Conference. Okay.
And it's on International Women's Day because I'm all about empowering women, not gatekeeping information, and really helping each other thrive and get ahead.
And very important.
So thank you again.
All right.
Thank you.
So we're going to log off. Again, if you have questions, reach out. Dr. Farah or myself. We're all both on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Dr. Farah, you on Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, I am. But I mostly hang out on LinkedIn, but I'm on those platforms as well. So, follow me as well there. And come meet us in Tampa. You'll see both of us. 2 for 1.
Yes, I will be there. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. We'll catch up. Thank you.
Thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye.